Roland just made an announcement about their new flagship keyboard, the Phantom EX. Now if that sounds familiar, it's because less than 6 months ago, Roland released the EX upgrade for the Fantom. So what's the difference between this keyboard and the one from 2019? First, everything is already installed, so there's no need to go through the annoying process of updating to the EX upgrade as soon as you purchase the flagship. Second, there's no $200 price tag to bring your Fantom up to par. And finally, the EX logo and what it means for the future of Roland's flagship. We could pretty much close the book on any idea that there's new hardware coming in order to compete with Yamaha. This appears to be it. Currently, there's no keyboard to go against the Genos, and it seems like Roland is sticking to the 2019 hardware for another few years. Back to the installation process.
Let's make sure we have a USB thumb drive that was previously formatted with the Fantom. We're gonna need the data file. We're gonna need the Fantom UPA bin, and we're going to need the actual update. And then after we get the Fantom updated, then we're going to need the different files for all of the engines that we're going to add to the Fantom. Let's go ahead and turn off our Fantoms. Now let's take the thumb drive that has all of the Fantom EX upgrade information and plug it into our USB memory port of our Fantom. Press and hold the right button and power on our Fantom. Continue to hold the right button and it says preparing for update. Now it's time to take the USB thumb drive and put it into one of the external device ports, the other memory ports on the Fantom. The Fantom says update board to end. I'm going to power off the Fantom and I'm going to take the USB thumb drive out of the external device port. Let's plug in the thumb drive back into the USB memory port. Press and hold your tempo button and turn on your Fantom. Okay, now let go of the tempo button. I'm going to press the install knob. Once all three are selected, I can just press install. On your Fantom, it will let you know approximately how long it will take to install these three expansions. Piano expansion tab, let's press install. Let's go ahead and install that one now. Now let's select the next tab. Let's press the install knob, press OK, and let's get it installed.
You could clearly understand why this would be a deal breaker for a lot of people, especially in 2024. Not only is it a complete embarrassment, but if a new customer had to complete this process upon purchase, the chances of them returning the keyboard would greatly increase. So what happens when these new Fantom EX customers need an update? Will they have to go through the same convoluted process as the rest of us? This isn't likely considering the warning on Roland's website that indicates an entirely different update process. If they intend to keep this current flagship around, they really needed to do something about this, especially if they intend to market the Fantom to new customers. So where does that leave the rest of us? Unfortunately, current flagship owners are the only customers that Roland has really stuck it to. What I mean by that is that we all had to purchase the upgrade just to bring the Fantom up to the point to where it should have been upon release. They promoted the Enzyme model expansion as something new, even though it was released 2 years prior for $150. Roland sent out emails to those who purchased the Enzyme of a discount on the EX upgrade. They refunded some of the money to those who spent the full $200 but already had the Enzyme. They only discounted $100 even though the difference is $150, squeezing that last bit of $50 out of each customer. So after spending all that money plus the upgrades, Roland just devalued the keyboard to replace it with another that is the exact same hardware. Even Akai had a slight spec bump and paint job with the release of the MPC X SE. To recap, Roland released a flagship in 2019 that wasn't ready. There were no new sounds, and it was simply a small collection of various Roland keyboards. The first update was to fix bugs and issues with the sampler, but they still didn't include time stretching. The following year, everybody received 4 free expansions that the Fantom desperately needed. Shortly after, they included the Enzyme model expansion, only this time it was $150. The Enzyme was a real game changer, bringing wavetable synthesis into the equation. This made all the difference because it was the only sound that was unique to the Fantom. This was truly something new. After spending 2 more years struggling with polyphony issues with no update in sight, we got a silent update right before the EX upgrade. So here we are, with a flagship keyboard that is all of a sudden worth $400 less than what it was a week ago, after spending hundreds of dollars just to bring it up to where it should have been upon release. To add insult to injury, Roland released the Fantom EX within 6 months of finally bringing their flagship up to par with the software. So how about those new expansions? Well, like the Enzyme during the EX release, the Jupiter ACB says it's new, but it's the same one that previously released. No updated version. And the JX3P? About 30 mostly basic patches. Now, I don't mean to be contentious here, But now you guys understand why there's been a lot of negativity and controversy surrounding the Fantom. Ask Fantom owners what they feel, especially about dealing with Roland's customer service regarding some of these issues. Who has time for this madness? We've got work to do, music to make. If our tools are going to be problematic, so be it. We move forward. This situation is mutually exclusive to flagship owners, and it's crazy that Roland nickel and dimed us just to reduce the cost and value of their own keyboard. I don't mean to get my bitch on, but god damn it, Roland. We all deserve better than this.